My research paper will examine how these timeless themes are represented through their historical context, characters, and stories. I will focus on two primary of the Heptameron by Margaret de Navarre. First, I aim to examine the historical context in which the book was written and to consider how it reflects the beliefs of its author and her era. Secondly, I will discuss the various themes found in the Heptameron and their relevance for modern readers. My thesis statement is that by examining its historical context, characters, and stories, the Heptameron reveals essential truths about human nature that still resonate with modern audiences today. This will provide necessary background knowledge about the book and its author, which I can use to contextualize my text analysis. Secondly, I will closely read the Heptameron, paying particular attention to recurring themes and motives, such as gender roles, religious beliefs, or social expectations. As part of this process, I will draw upon both primary sources from Margaret de Navarre's period and more modern works by other authors to understand how the text has been interpreted over time. My research paper will examine how these timeless themes are represented through their historical context, characters, and stories. Margaret de Navarre was a French princess and writer known as Margaret of Angoulême and Margaret of Navarre. She was the sister of King Francis I of France and was highly educated in theology, Latin, Greek, and other languages. She was an important figure in the political life of early 16th century Europe. Her writing focused on religious reform and humanist philosophy. The Heptameron is one of her most celebrated work. It is a collection of 72 short stories spread across 10 days, hence its title Heptameron, which means 7 days. Written from 1530 to 1533, the stories are based on tales from Boccaccio and follow the adventures of 8 noble characters. The Heptameron was written by Margaret de Navarre in 1558. It is an important work that marks a shift from traditional medieval storytelling to a more modern and complex style of writing. It is structure of interlinking stories with recurring characters marks the beginning of the novel genre. It has continued to capture readers' imagination to its vivid exploration of human emotions, motivations, and relationships, themes that still resonate today. Historical cultural context. The Heptameron stands as an important cultural touchstone, with its central themes reflecting much of the Renaissance era social context. The stories explore the complexities of human behavior in a morally ambiguous universe, engaging with themes such as romance, deceit, revenge, and justice. In some ways, it can be seen as a precursor to Cervantes' Don Quixote, written almost 100 years later. As both works express skepticism about heroic ideals often found in medieval literature, the Heptameron provides an essential insight into early modern gender roles and female autonomy within feudal society. It is considered one of the most significant works of French Renaissance literature. The Heptameron was written in France during the time of Protestant Reformation. This period was characterized by a great deal of religious and social upheaval, as well as an influx of new ideas about religion and society. These events profoundly influenced Margaret de Navarre's work, which often engages with these issues in subtle but powerful ways. Exploring the Heptameron's historical context is necessary to understand its themes and messages. Examining this context can help us see how timeless some of the work's insights are. Characters. For passion leaves no room for reason, and if it is that the passion of love is the most difficult to bear of all, if it is, as indeed it is, the passion that most completely blinds the senses, then what sin can you impute to a man who merely lets himself be swept along by an insuperable force? Characters traits that are explored in the Heptamerons include loyalty, honor, deception, love. Characters represent prevailing attitudes and beliefs of 16th century France. Looking at characters' behavior gives insight into how contemporary audiences may relate to themes such as deception and love. Storytelling. This suggests that human nature is capable of enduring tests of strength and dedication. The Heptameron reveals essential truths about human nature through its historical context, characters, and stories. Storytelling is used as a tool to highlight themes such as love, power, loyalty, and faithfulness. Examining the stories provides insight into how characters view and interact with their own world. One example is a story of a young knight falling in love with someone of higher status than him, showcasing how powerful and all-consuming love can be. Morality. These insights help us understand our own actions and make more informed decisions when faced with moral dilemmas. The morality of the Heptameron serves as a reflection of human nature. Characters often make decisions based on their moral code, regardless of any consequences that may arise. There is an underlying message about right versus wrong in the Heptameron that still resonates with modern audiences today. Through studying its historical context, characters, and stories, we can gain insight into how social norms have evolved over time while discovering essential truths about human nature. Religion gives insight into how faith impacted people during this era. Religion plays a strong role in the Heptameron. Faith influences characters' decisions and actions, used as a way of negotiating social norms and maintaining morality. People look to their faith for comfort or guidance, highlighting the importance of religion in 16th century Europe. Class structure. Looking at class structure through the Heptameron offers valuable insight into timeless human nature. Class structure is a major factor in the Heptameron. Social ranking influences the decisions and actions of characters. Parallels can be drawn between medieval class system and our own society. Examining why certain classes are privileged over others helps to understand character relationships. Gender roles. Concepts still apply today and can be seen in our current society. Gender roles explored through various characters and stories. Traditional gender expectations of the time as well as more progressive view of women in society. Female protagonists demonstrate agency and strength, taking control of their lives. Male characters lack power and are mostly portrayed in unflattering light. Demonstrates importance of giving women autonomy over their own decisions, highlighting flawed attitudes held by men at the time. Social values. It is interesting to consider how these values have evolved over time, showing that some aspects of human nature have remained unchanged. The Heptameron provides a unique insight into the social values of 16th century France, such as honor, family, marriage, and pride. These themes reflect what was important to people at the time and can be used to gain an understanding of human nature during that period. Stories demonstrate how characters were expected to behave in certain situations and how they were judged for their actions. Love. These themes still resonate with modern audiences today. This provides insight into the complexities of love and its role in our lives. Love in the Heptameron is both a source of joy and suffering. Characters demonstrate the need to compromise. They recognize each other's needs for successful relationships. Passion can be quickly succumb to irrationality if not acted upon with caution or self-restraint. Modern resonance. The stories told by each character offer universal lessons about love and relationships that still resonate with modern audiences. The Heptameron provides essential truths about human nature that still resonate with modern audiences today. It examines issues such as class structure and gender roles in society which remain pertinent even today. It explores notions of morality and religion which remain relevant despite changes in religious beliefs over the centuries. The characters within the Heptameron offer insights into human nature, and their motivations and behaviors can be seen as representative of people's instinctive responses to various situations. Conclusion. The Heptameron still has something valuable to teach us after 500 years, if only we are willing to listen. The Heptameron provides insights into the lives of its characters and events in their society. Through an examination of its historical context, characters, and stories, it reveals essential truths about human nature that still resonate with modern audiences today. These timeless explorations of humanity's complex psyche highlight how our behaviors change slowly over time, but never really disappear. By using these tales as cautionary examples and learning from them, we can strive to make better choices that move us forward as species.